All right, y'all. So let's take a look back at this interview with Maycee Barber. I know I was talking about it a little bit earlier this week, but I wanted to talk about this here, man, because with Maycee Barber trying to make this comeback and this particular fighter she's been talking about, and I mean, she's throwing little shots at this fight just needs to happen, right? This fight just needs to happen. But just in case y'all missed it, yeah, Maycee Barber, she did an interview with, I believe it's what, Morning Combat, and we talked a little bit about it. She talked about a few different things, but this is what I wanted to discuss again, man. This potential fight, because it just needs to be made. It just needs to be made at this point because I don't think these two really like each other like that. And this is good promotion for both of them. And first off, I got to say, look, whether or not I agree with Maycee Barber, I always got to give her credit for getting behind the mic and promoting herself, because whether she says something I agree with or disagree with, I'm gonna talk about Maycee. That's the one thing I do like about her as a fighter. She will voice her opinion and she will put herself out there to make you want to see her fight, whether you want to see her win or lose. I like Maycee Barber. All right, I do like Maycee Barber, and knowing that she's just calling names out or talking about the fighters makes it a little bit more exciting for whenever she comes back, right? But yeah, I was just looking at this interview, and she had talked about when she wanted to come back. She talked about the Rose fight and when she would try to make that return, as far as reaching out to Mick Maynard and everything. But this is the one thing she had said about coming back, pulling this interview up. She said, "Everything's going great now. It's been a long journey. I was so bummed when, well, first of all, I was so excited to fight Rose because not only was I fighting Rose, but I was also fighting in Denver where I made my UFC debut. So for me, it was my first main event." She said it was a huge opportunity for me, and I was so excited. Then I was devastated when I was told you're not going to fight on the card. Obviously, the health is more important. So I was devastated, but I've made a lot of progress coming forward, and I can't wait to get back. So I know one of the things that, everybody was kind of questioning is like, what's wrong with it? What is it? Well, I don't want to disrespect her as a fighter, when it comes to her condition or any fighter, when it comes down to their illness. Like, I know they have things they deal with. They're people. Fighters are people too. So I didn't want to just straight up call her a duck on that. Now, has she avoided fights in the past? Sure. Right. She has. But did she duck this time around? I can't really say she did, especially with what she had. If you go look it up, I think she had some type of virus or, some type of health condition that, yeah, you probably wouldn't want her in the cage with that right now, and she probably shouldn't have been in the cage. So good on her and, the team for saying, hey, you can't fight yet, so hopefully when that clears up, she can make her return. Right. So, yeah, with that being said, I do think that, yeah, she definitely would have showed up to fight Rose. I don't think she was scared or anything or was trying to avoid it. That was a fight that she wanted. Um, and I wanted to see it too. It was a good test for her, so moving forward, hopefully she can get back in there as soon as possible. But she did say, I was actually messaging Mick Maynard, Hunter Campbell. They called her as well. She said, I'm hoping for a return in April, honestly. I mean, I know it's still a little ways out, but for me, that's the timeline that I was given. So originally, I thought I was going to be out until July or August of next year. So that's July or August of 2025, but it's looking more like April. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, as far as her health, if everything is clearing up, her being back by the spring would make a lot of sense. Because, yeah, July or August, that kind of would push her out, even make her a little bit more rusty since her last fight was March 2024. That would make her out for about 16, 17 months. So she probably would have to really go back and maybe fight down. And, that would again give her more of an excuse to fight somebody even lower, right? So hopefully, her health holds up and she's able to come back in April, like she said, because April's not too far away now. We're like 4 months from there. So a spring return would make sense. So with that being said, I think the perfect fight for her to come back against, if she wants to get closer to a title shot, because she ain't getting that Grasso fight right now. Grasso's out with a broken leg, and with that recovery time, I don't know if Grasso will be back by April. So if she really wants to fight somebody, I got two opponents in mind, but this one here will make a lot of sense. Erin Blanchfield. Okay, Erin Blanchfield is number 3. Maycee Barber's number 4. Manone is lined up to fight for the title. Grasso is out with a broken leg. So top 5, which I'll mention here in a minute. All right. If she wants somebody that's high above her or, closer to a title shot, she needs to be fighting somebody like Erin Blanchfield. I know Maycee Barber's won 6 in a row now. If she wants a good 7th win against a title contender, there's Erin Blanchfield. I mean, Erin's the one. Erin would be a good name for her because she continues to call her out promotion wise. That'd be a good fight. They don't really seem to like each other that much. I mean, Maycee Barber did talk about her a lot in this interview as far as a fighter. She was like, oh, yeah, she's a great fighter, but she's not championship worthy. And she also said the same thing about Manon, but that's another video, right? And we know that ain't true. So when asked about both fighters, she did say, oh, Erin Blanchfield, she's a great fighter, but, she already fought Manon. So we saw what she was like. So, yeah, she's definitely not championship quality, she said, right? And, she also went on the record to say she didn't think Erin did enough to beat Rose, when they fought. She said, Erin did what she had to do in that fight, but she just kind of fought, I guess at a slower pace and didn't really do enough in the first 3 rounds to capture a victory over Rose. Rose still, even though Rose didn't look like the Rose of the past, and like she said, even Maycee acknowledged this. She's like, Rose doesn't look the same without Trevor Whitman, but even without Trevor Whitman, she was able to beat Erin Blanchfield, which I disagree with. I thought Erin clearly won the round 3, 4, and 5, last 3 rounds, right? I clearly think she won that. But Maycee going on record to say even Erin lost that fight makes you say, okay, she's got something against this girl. She thinks her skill level ain't up there, right? And she goes on to say she's got low level striking. She says she's got low level striking, like her striking's effective. It does the job, but she was like, I don't really think her striking's that good. It's just not good and on point like that. In the past, she's also said she's boring, right? So that would be the perfect fight to make right now. Okay, well, Maycee, you're number 4 and she's number 3. Why don't you reach out to her and, call her out and take her spot? That would get you right in there while everybody else is taken or injured, So that's the fight to make, I think. They need to schedule. If Maycee Barber can come back in April, just put her in there with Erin Blanchfield in April. Do that as a UFC Fight Night main event, and it'll be on, because I'm sure Erin probably feels the same way about Maycee now while she's doing a lot of the talking from behind the scenes, all the while Erin is just getting better as a fighter and she's fighting, she can always answer back with that and just say, look at my resume versus yours. But yeah, Maycee just goes on record to say a lot of things about Erin, just to make you say like, wow, I just want to see these two fight now, because with the way she talks about her, it just makes everybody say like, let's just see how y'all match up. You might feel she lost to Rose or she's not that good. Well, or her strike is not that good. Well, you get in there and show us just how bad and how raggedy her striking is. Then let's see what you can do against somebody like Erin Blanchfield. And I disagree with her on the fact that, yeah, she didn't do enough to beat Rose. I mean, to me, she does what any hard, dog type hearted fighter with dog in him will do. I think she made Rose crumble to her style. She was using everything to her advantage. Like she was adapting into the fight. And that's what you just got to do. Like, you might not do one thing well, like she's not the best striker or best boxer like Valentina Grasso or Manon or those fighters, but Erin will get the job done. She'll get the job done, and that's what's important. Of course, she's going to have to perfect certain things to beat the champion, but as of right now, I think Erin's doing something that Maycee isn't able to do, and that's like push the pace for 3 rounds or 5 rounds. That's what makes Erin a better fighter than Maycee Barber, in my opinion. Just pure. Like, okay, Maycee has more power and she might have better form with certain, types of striking exchanges or certain moments in fights. But I think overall, like Erin's just like more of a complete fighter. Like, she'll know how to club you and jab you at the right time, but she'll use what she's built for, and that's grappling. And she can also kickbox too. Like, that's where I disagree again. Like, I don't think she has low level striking. Like, she's won fights off of her striking, and she's out jabbed certain fighters, and she scored like knockouts in the past. Like head kicks. She's hit Rose with the head kick, Victoria Leonardo with the head kick. She out jabbed Rose and outstruck her. So to me, that shows you that her striking is effective. It might not have the best form, but it still gets the job done. So we need to see that fight. We just need to see this fight now, because with the big talk that she's making, and she backs it up, yeah, that would mean, okay, Maycee Barber would step it up. She just promoted herself, as a better fighter, and she made people want to see, okay, can she do this, or is she gonna go in there and get ragdolled and just mauled and put on her back like some of these other girls that fight Erin? So I think these girls, they just match up. They just match up too, when it comes down to size and physicality and strength. I think, of course, Maycee got more edge and power, but sometimes Maycee Barber, she can sit in that back seat. I think she wants fighters more so to come to her, which that's where Erin will play kind of into Maycee Barber's favor. But Erin's got that long jab. And again, Erin, she lets her hands go a little bit more in a fight. Maycee, she shadow boxes sometimes, takes pictures too much in there. But Erin, she lets it go. Erin lets it go. And she's strong in the clinch. Maycee's strong in the clinch. So it kind of balances out, when it comes down to style. See, like, when you put either one of them in there, Manon, I think Manon beats both of them. Of course, she already beat Erin, but these two, when it comes down to their styles and how they play into each other, it could go either way. But I will give the edge slightly to Erin because I do think that she's just more of a better all-around fighter. But yeah, that's just an early look at it because Maycee Barber keeps bringing up that name. Every time it comes up, Erin. She's like, oh, she's this, she's a great fighter, but there's always that but, and when that but comes in, it's a little dig she's making. So yeah, I just want to see that fight now at this point because I think they promoted it enough. They don't like each other. And again, with how she's kind of talked down about Erin's style, low level striking, she's lost a Rose fight. She don't have championship qualities. Well, she's number 3 for a reason. She's beat Tyler Santos, Jessica Andrade. She beat Miranda Maverick, in my opinion, which Maycee Barber didn't do, right? All of her wins are more dominant than Maycee Barber. So all right, Maycee, go ahead and take her on it. Take her on, call her out instead of just talking about her. Say, I want to fight her in April because that's the spot I deserve. Okay. So yeah, that's how I feel about that, y'all. But what do y'all think in the comment section? And yeah, I do want to see this fight because this seems like the one she's been talking about because there's another fighter that I don't think she wants to see right now, but who knows? It could be her next opponent, and that is Natalia Silva. All right. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.